Okay, you guys, in this video, we're gonna take a look at the color tab down over here, and we're gonna do some basic color grading, okay? And just some basic color adjustments. So, okay, you guys, in this video, we're in the color tab, and we're gonna work on some basic color adjustments and some easy color grading ideas. So where we're starting is over here where my mouse is, and this is called the primaries or the color wheels. I usually just say the color wheels, okay? Now, you've seen these in other editing programs on this portal. We've seen this in Lightroom, and we've seen these in Evoto AI, and you'll see this also in Premiere, and it's a pretty standard thing to see these color wheels. But as you look around here, you also have our other basic adjustments. So here we've got temperature, we've got our eyedropper tool for our white balance, you've got tint, contrast, pivot, mid detail, some other important ones that you're going to use a lot, like down here, shadows, highlights, saturation. Okay, so these are all of the essentials, all in this one area. So the bulk of what you're going to do, especially in the beginning, is really just in this color wheels area. Now, for this example, we've got my shot that I put on the timeline. Now, this guy here is called a node. Okay, a node essentially is like a layer. So there's not a lot that you need to worry about this. It's just it's there, it's already there. The second you go from your editing area to your color tab, the node is there ready to go. Okay, now we're not adding any other nodes in this lesson, so we don't have to stress too much about this, and it is already highlighted anyways. You don't have to do anything. So everything we're gonna do gets applied to this single node. So for the color wheels here, the names of the wheels are just slightly different than what we're used to seeing in some other apps. So lift is referring to shadows. So if we move this up, it's lifting the shadows. Gamma is your mids, okay, your mid-tones. Gain is your highlights, okay, and offset is global, is the overall exposure, okay? So again, lift is your shadows, gamma is your mids, gain is your highlights, offset is your overall. So that's handy to know, because if you're gonna add color and play in these color wheels here, as long as you know that, now we know that we're adding color to the shadows if we're in the lift, we're adding color to the mids if we're in this gamma one, we're adding color to the highlights if we're in gain, and then we're adding global, so to overall if we're in the offset, okay? So let's just reset all those, but that's an important bit of information to remember. Now, if you want to check your work and see your before and after, you can go back to this node and see where this little number is. If I click on the bottom left there, if I click that, it turns the node off. So now this is my before, and then I click again, and there's my after. Okay, now alternatively, there's this guy over here. It says bypass color grades and fusion effects. So this bypasses anything that you've done to the clip as well. So I've turned it off, and that's our before. I've turned it on, that's our after. Okay, so there's two ways you can do it. I usually just go over here to this way. It's quicker to me, but either or, whatever works for you. But just so you know, these are the two ways to do that, okay? Now, if I wanted to do something for the white balance just to see if I can make it better or if it's not better, we can always check out this eyedropper tool. So click that. I like to find a spot that's a white or a gray in the shot. So I'm going to go to maybe this white wall here. No, I don't think it did anything better. I'm going to undo that. I liked it before. Okay, I'm going to do it one more time, and I'm just going to click, and I'm going to find a different spot, maybe in the more cream sort of look here. No, that made it way too cool. Let's undo. So I actually don't think I need to do much to the white balance. I'm happy. I mean, that cream sort of color is what the wall looks like. So I'm going to leave it as is. But just so you know, that eyedropper tool is there. We did this in Lightroom too, so you've seen this before. And if you wanted to check here, you could just kind of make this, you could warm it up. You could cool it off as well. I'm going to undo. So that's there for you to play with. Tint is adding your greens and magentas. Same deal, it's up to you. But something I will mention is that it is fun to start stylizing your shots. If you feel that's necessary. Okay, so like you can go to the gain, grab this little dot in the middle, and just start playing around, move it and see what happens. Remember, this stuff is subjective, and you're gonna notice things that you know you didn't see before. Maybe you like it, maybe you don't, but just have a play and see what happens. So here, you know, as I'm talking and moving this guy around, I actually don't mind what it's doing to the walls. That cream color, as I go into the cooler section, I actually like that. I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave that there. Here's my before again, and here's my after. I'm actually really into that, so I'm gonna leave it. You could play in the gamma here. Same thing. No, I don't like that, so I'm gonna undo that. Now, one other section I'll mention, over here is your curves. So if you ever wanted to add some contrast, make an S curve, that sort of thing, you can hop over to your curves area and start playing around with that. You have all of the similar things that we've seen in Lightroom, where you've got the curves line on the white, but you can also go to your RGB and start adding color and stylization that way. Okay, I'm gonna undo that. Another thing to note is that when you're in your curves, you've got a few other options. So you've got this hue versus hue. I've never really worried about that one, but the one that I do use a lot is this hue versus saturation, and I really like this one. So what I do is, once you're in hue and saturation, this eyedropper tool is enabled. You can click anywhere and it takes a read of the colors there. So I'm going to click here, for example, where it's looking a little warm still. And now it's showing me this color area. So exactly, it's in the warm colors. So now I could actually grab this dot here, bring it down, and start getting rid of that color, okay? Alternatively, I could pull this up and add that color, but here that's pulling some of the oranges out of the wall. So if I thought there was too much of that cream, orange, warm color, this is another way to get to pinpoint that color and get rid of it, okay? We saw something very similar in Lightroom as well, but this is how you do it in DaVinci. So there you go. This is some very easy, basic color correction and color grading tools. Again, this is an intro to color and an intro to DaVinci, so we're not deep diving some of the tougher things yet, but there are some pretty powerful and magical tools in here, like windows, power windows. The tracker is fantastic as well. And then there's the whole world of adding LUTs and color grading with LUTs. Those will all be saved for more intermediate and advanced videos, but for this beginner video, we're going to end it with that.